Hello everybody, welcome back to 2CTV with some breaking news coming from Germany. Alternative for Deutschland, or the AfD, are having their conference in the state of Saxony. Alice Weidel, the leader of the AfD, has now been approved by the members to be the main candidate for Chancellor of Germany. And outside the conference area, the far left have come out to cause mayhem. Tens of thousands of far-left militants are causing chaos since last night and also today outside the conference area. The Homeland Security have actually sent in the security forces as well as the regular local police enforcement to do a massive crackdown. We are seeing water cannons, batons and everything else being used, and obviously the tear gases as well against these people. We're going to give you guys the latest update, the videos that we have coming in from Germany. First, we have to talk about what's going on inside the building, and then we're going to show you guys what's going on outside the building. Alice Weidel, obviously, once she was approved, when she got the green light, she made a speech, and part of the speech, she actually essentially thanked Elon Musk for giving her a platform on X and bringing back sanity and free speech, allowing the AfD to actually debunk a lot of the claims against the party, because the media are going around saying that they're all basically national socialists, far right, blah blah blah. Obviously Alice Weidel herself has denounced anybody who is an ethno-nationalist, things like that, but she simply wants to bring back unity in Germany and patriotism, which has been a bit of a taboo in that country for a while. Let's go to the moment Alice mentioned Elon.
Ich möchte mich bedanken bei Elon Musk, der diesen Parteitag live streamt, damit jeder sehen kann, für was wir Politik machen. Jeder soll es sehen. Freedom of speech. Wir stehen für die Meinungsfreiheit in diesem Land. Und jeder soll frei seine Meinung äußern dürfen.
So that was the leader of the AfD, of course, mentioning Elon Musk. Meanwhile, the political left outside the building, tens of thousands of protesters came out. A lot of them were just marching, and some of them decided to block the roads and block the entrance to the conference venue. Of course, as I said, the police and security forces came out to stop them, and then the clashes started from there. We can show you the first videos now.
Ja. Haben Sie das gerade aufgenommen?
Ja, ich habe es gerade aufgenommen. Also was, die Kreuzung oder das, was der gemacht hat?
Die Angriffe gegen uns gerade.
Ich habe draufgehalten, ja.
Okay.
Hundestaffel bis davor.
Von mir! Ja! Was?
As you can see, pepper sprays were also being used. Members of the Antifa came out alongside other left-wing groups and organizations. But the police in Saxony decided to be extremely robust, ladies and gentlemen. If only the police in the United Kingdom would treat the left-wing troublemakers like this, everything would have been fine. But now, of course, the police would be absolutely lovely to them and hand out bottles of water and everything else to make sure they're okay and their feelings are not hurt. So that is the reality of what is going on with policing in Saxony, in Germany. We do have, I think, the next video which we can show you from the protest as well. The second one, obviously, this is still outside the conference. This happened after Alice Weidels' speech. The venue, a conference venue inside of it, became calmer. A lot of people were panicking because obviously the police were clearing the blockade that were left by the left-wing troublemakers. Let's go to what's going on outside. So according to the reports we're getting, following the blockades being failed, the video we saw just after the speech by the leader, they did move to the different areas to then continue to do the march. Some of them were marching, the others were obviously just being violent for the sake of it. The large demonstration actually started from the train station, the main train station, and then they started shouting and anti-fascist. They're claiming that the AfD are fascists, even though no policy coming from the AfD actually suggests that they are a fascist party. They've continued to advocate for free market capitalism. They don't want to nationalize the industries. Of course, these are fascist policies. Obviously, they're centralizing powers and making sure that free speech, it doesn't exist. AfD continues to run on a pro-free speech platform. Let's go to the next clip we have for you guys from, oh, no, that one, from Germany, outside the conference zone. So close to 100,000 protesters have been out, obviously outside the conference zone, but tens of thousands of them obviously were just simply marching and doing the demonstration. A few thousand of them obviously decided to become even more violent. The others, they were still very much vocally violent, but the other ones decided to take more direct action against the security of the conference zone. Then obviously things got a little bit heated again after the second march away from the conference area. Heated atmosphere around the venue. The streets were once again blocked by Antifa and other left-wing organizations, and the police obviously had to move to protect the individual MPs, politicians and delegates who couldn't move forward, and they couldn't even leave the area. This is where again clashes started. Let's go to Saxony. was the latest footage, obviously, from when they decided to block the entrance again outside the venue. Of course, because the delegates and politicians were also inside the venue, the actual security forces had to get involved to help the local police in Saxony. It's not really a good situation because these left-wing organizations, you saw the Antifa flags alongside communist flags, obviously, it was the same thing, by the way. And these are the same groups who have been organizing anti-Semitic marches in Germany against the Jewish community, but they also hate the Germans and the patriots, of course, who want to make Germany once again a sane and safe country. So that's happened, and then obviously following this, the rioters, the Antifa rioters, were eventually stopped by the police. This is where again a lot of the criticism came in terms of the timing of this. A lot of people were already saying on the local level that you must get rid of them now. They took about a few hours to do this. Watch. A bunch of crybabies were obviously arrested by the police. We don't have the final or the latest number of arrests. Obviously, we are waiting for the statement from the police and the security forces in Saxony in Germany to give us the latest update. I will wait for that statement later on, and obviously, hopefully, we'll keep you guys posted. It was quite satisfying to see the police doing their job in Germany better than the police would do it in the United Kingdom. So let's not forget those who are also behind these disruptions across the Western world, from Europe to Canada and the US. There's some people who are behind the scenes, including Open Society, George Soros, and now Alex Soros, who are funding these organizations and other groups linked to Antifa. This is why they always have enough funding to go around and organize things, to pay for the transportation of people, to also pay for the placards and signs and flags and everything else that they have, and to constantly organize events and rallies and meetings and training sessions to be able to basically train the militants, teach them how to deal with the police in case they get arrested. All this is because of the funding coming from the left-wing globalists, including the Soros family and many others as well, who simply want to see destruction across the Western world. And the sad reality is that a lot of our mainstream politicians continue to shake hands with these same people who are aiming to do destruction in the Western world. So unless the political establishment actually changes or wake up, nothing will actually change in regards to the everyday problems that we are having, divisions and hatred by the left-wingers. So let's get some reaction while we are here. We got the first super chat from Russell B saying, no tea or coffee served by those police officers. Yeah, because they're not the Metropolitan Police. In Saxony, they don't mess about. Let's go to some non-super chats. Carl says, George Soros is literally getting away with whatever he wants. Yes, and let's not forget, it is important to stay up to date with what's going on with these organizations. George Soros may still be alive, but let's not forget his legacy is continuing, despite the fact that he's no longer that active because of his age. His son, Alex, and others are now the new threat because they are young, they are passionate about their own cause of globalism. And they would rather, if you and everybody else continue to just mention George's name, but no, there are others that we have to remember, we have to update obviously the information that Alex is even more dangerous than the rest of the family and all the others as well. Let's get more reaction. Scotland's keyboard warrior says that long live the West and Israel. I agree. There we are, saying leftists' brains are full of mush. Don't know what fascist means. They don't know what fascist. Ironically, they are closer to fascism, considering they want to centralize powers and nationalize industries and raise taxes. So they're fascist. The only difference between the left and the actual official fascist groups in the 20th century is that they were more nationalists and the left are more internationalists. That's the only difference. There's no other difference in terms of policy ideas. It's only the clash between internationalism and nationalism. Just because someone's nationalist doesn't mean the rest of the policies is right, by the way. That's the key point. You just know that these Antifa are university lefties. Yep. Soros' son has a website where you can follow what he does. Yep, he does. Check it out. He's very proactive, of course. Also, he got married to the former Clinton advisor as well. So, of course. Another super chat from Star Helix saying, Maya, have you read Rupert's bill on the QE prohibition? I fear most MPs have no clue about the impact of quantitative easing. This bill needs our support. Yes, unfortunately, Star Helix is right about the lack of knowledge amongst the political class when it comes to the basic concept of financing and monetarism. So we will see, obviously, how everything goes. I'm not really convinced that any legislation or bill will go through to stop the current practices of money printing and quantitative easing. Now, Studio Time says, Yo, Tusi, my man, when are you going to start a political party? Or rather die in a ditch. We could easily take from all of them and other efforts with no moral compass. No, I am not going back into party politics. There are better people out there to do that than me. My job will continue to be the news and media. This is also what I'm passionate about, rather than politics. But of course, we are here to always also support any political movement or party that does the right thing, and we'll also criticize them if they mess up. So, someone said the dirty Muslim apologist scum. Not really sure if this is about me, or there's no context to this. I don't think it's about me, because obviously I think most people know I don't do Islam. I'm a grown-up. Kevin Perry says, good old Germans, they know how to handle these far lefty thugs. Pity the fuzzy wuzzies don't use the same tactics over here. But of course, it would be used on the peaceful, nation-loving people, obviously. They always bring out the horses, the Metropolitan Police, when right-wingers are out marching or demonstrating. Vinnie King says, umbrellas, drips, don't get wet, just get bigger. I do love that they brought out the umbrellas as well. Did they think they were like shields? They were using them as shields? I know it was raining, but come on. It's not that bad. Man up. It says, considering that Reform UK only got 3,200 views on their conference today, your party would do better. Yeah, I mean, others, I think, would dream of getting the 2CTV viewerships. But it's all thanks to you guys anyway. And my face. Being very humble as usual. I think 411 says, Alice Weidel, a clear thinking German. Absolutely. Also, you don't have to necessarily agree with everything that Alice says politically, and I don't think it should be the case with any political leader or any political party. As long as you agree with the majority of the things that they stand for, that is the truth. You can't really find a perfect party or perfect politician, and you do have to be able to criticize them. So if, for example, Alice Weidel comes out tomorrow and says, I've changed my mind, we have to be closer to the European Union, I would say, Alice, you're an idiot. But if the next day she comes and says we're going to axe taxes to, I don't know, 10% flat tax, I will say, Alice, you're an amazing person. So you do have to go with their actions and what they actually do, rather than just be tribal. Those who just follow people. And that also includes Alice Weidel supporters, Elon Musk supporters, Trump supporters, Nigel Farage supporters, those who go with blind faith, loyalty. It's very dangerous. That's also how, obviously, tribalism goes on steroid. It's not healthy. You have to obviously stand for your own values. And if somebody says what you actually believe in, always support them. If they don't support them. Molly says, did you see Andrew Tate saying he wants to be Prime Minister of the country? I do love how so many people have been taking this seriously. I don't blame those who don't understand the UK. But those in the UK, there's still a lot of people who fell for it. That's not how constitutional monarchy works in the UK. You can't stand for Prime Minister. The guy's trolling everyone, Andrew Tate, and he's getting the clicks, he's getting the views. And people are like, they're having a debate about it. Andrew Tate wants to stand for Prime Minister. You can't. That's not how it works. Stop falling for him. So weird. Slimble says, you, 2C, and Ben Habib should start a new British party and grab all these in Reform Today. You two would absolutely do that. If it's me and Ben Habib leading it, the problem with that is that it won't be diverse enough. We're going to need some more white people. That party will be too brown. No, I'm not going to get involved with politics. Thanks for that. Obviously, there are so many good people out there. So stop pushing me to ruin my life. You do realize how many skeletons I have in my closet. But if I stand for office, all the murders, everything will come out. So much chaos. But no, it's just too much of a headache anyway. Alright. Oh, God. Very, very juicy comments about Shamima Begum. Oh yeah, the mainstream media was not happy about the Elon Musk and Alice Weidel conversation on X. Yeah, this was last night, I believe, right? It was last night or two? Yeah, I think it was last night. And a lot of people listened to that conversation between Elon and Alice. Again, the new media platforms, they are continuing to dominate now. And because when we started, obviously, a few years ago, it was a countercultural thing, new media. And a couple of years ago, a lot of people were going around, including Joe Rogan, saying, I think we are winning, but the focus is still on the mainstream. And that's not really just about politics or news. That also includes entertainment. So even Netflix, the early days Netflix and Amazon Prime and all these other platforms, they were obviously new media for entertainment. They were not the traditional TV. They also struggled for a while until they actually showed the success. And obviously, there could be a danger to obviously the life of cinema and theaters. But new media is winning now. Actually, big thanks to Elon Musk. And now that Mark Zuckerberg has like a coward has made a U-turn and said, oh, actually, I want to be pro free speech. This is it. Because now, back in the day, we had to get our news from the mainstream. Now, the mainstream are getting the news from us and what we discuss and the interviews that we would do. And again, so many other channels out there in Germany, in the UK, in the US, in Canada, many other countries. And then the mainstream, the newspapers and the broadcasters then actually find out what's going on social media and new media platforms, and then they talk about it. And one of the other people that actually was a pioneer, not necessarily for the sake of media, but he changed the game, was actually Trump. Donald Trump, 2015, 2016 onwards, using Twitter, the old Twitter, he changed the game. Every time he would tweet something and there's a conversation on Twitter, that will become the news. Before, he would have to react to something in the news, the mainstream media, by posting on social media. So he changed the game, and obviously then following that, everybody else is coming up. Carol Wallace says, thanks for the reports, 2CTV, love your channel. The crowd doesn't look all that big in the video. Oh no, because this was the clips from different parts of the actual violence. So the main demonstration and protests were obviously away from the actual venue. But there are a few thousand of them obviously decided to block the entrance to the AfD conference venue, and obviously that didn't end too well. Right. Paul says the anti-fascists of today will be the fascists of tomorrow. Well, I would actually argue that they are already the fascists of today because they don't want free speech and they want to increase taxes and nationalize all the industry. So I'm not really sure how the far left can claim not to be essentially fascist, because obviously fascism as an ideology came from Marxism as well. And Gentile, that was the father of Italian fascism, was a Marxist. And I also find it interesting that a lot of people still confuse the fascism in Italy with National Socialism in Germany. They call the National Socialists in Germany fascists. I'm like, do you realize they're different? They are very similar, but they are different concepts. But again, I think they just use the word fascist for the sake of, because it sounds harsh, fascist. National Socialists work really hard to make sure their ideology is also getting the attention. Now everyone just calls everyone fascist. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm Maya TC, and we are the media.